Seek the Lord while he is still to be found. It would seem that we in our generation are being called upon to live a time of cosmic history that could perhaps be terrifying. This is still the time of mercy. We know not when that will become the time of justice, and so we do well to maintain our souls in a state of grace, in the here and now, remembering that we are all into extra time, and that this day is the only one that we have securely in our possession. It goes on to say that we should call on him while he is still near. I remember in childhood hearing a powerful Welsh sermon on this verse, that we need to grasp grace as it passes. There are times, places and moments where that happens in an outstandingly strong way, and we want to grasp that moment and relive it. Sometimes there is a church, a chapel, a quiet spot where we have often been warmed by divine grace, and we want to go back there and relive it. A familiar atmosphere, even actually touching the senses, the olfactive memory, the memory that comes through smelling. It takes us right back. The atmosphere and the grace by memory and association returns immediately. And there are places where precisely we have felt called and warmed. I remember hearing this. It was a young priest who had wandered into our abbey in Italy, and he had heard this in his heart. Questa è mia casa. This is my home. And there was actually something which hit people as they came into the beautiful abbey church at Sant'Atimo. And even now, when I see the church again in picture or in video, and hear the chant, grace returns across the years and re-warms the depths of the being. These are our graces, our points of encounter with the Beloved, and to be maintained. If we push them back, they may never return. And there has been, over the last generations, a tendency to do that in specifically the area of vocation, allowing a vocation to mature and sending that person off to do a course of study or whatever it might be. Oftentimes, that's the last that we will see of them. And so we need to grasp the grace while it is there, for we may not have it again in the same way ever again. And should the Lord call, we should remember those words of St. Ambrose, commenting the visitation. Spiritus Sancti gratia, nescit tarda molimina. The grace of the Holy Spirit knows not tardy procrastinations. I remember being warmed just by a letter at a very dark time. It was precisely from the founding prior of Sant'Atimo, where he put in the parameters of a simple letter, a whole spirituality, which hit me between the eyes. It was the choice of going to a bishop or, at that point, coming to Sant'Atimo. The advantage of coming to a place where there was continuous recalling to praise and beauty and splendor and honor and glory was that cela nous donne une grande sérénité. That gives us a great serenity. And thus until death, if liturgical praise and adoration, splendor and glory is the center of our being and our attention, then we are bathed in the atmosphere of the angels while on earth. And having been there, all the rest is done in a serene mode. How different from the frenetic setup which is out there right now, fighting deadlines until one dies. Agios oteos, agios ischiros, agios athanatos, eleison immas. Agios oteos, agios ischiros, agios athanatos, eleison immas. Agios oteos, agios ischiros, Agios athanatos, eleison immas.